Sims. This is Mario vs Donkey Kong. Any percent is basically playing up to the first set of credits. This game actually has two different sets of credits, one at the midway point and one at the end. Any percent is just getting to that sort of that first big final boss. So we won't see any of the plus worlds, but there's lots of exciting stuff in the other worlds. So I'll just give a countdown from 5 and then we'll get started. Cool. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. My practice runs have been average, so hopefully this run will go better than those. So we are playing on the NTSC version of the game. That's because there's a glitch that only works on the NTSC version, plus a couple of the level layouts are slightly different, so it's slightly faster than European and Japanese. But we're just starting off here with some tutorial stuff, learning how to jump. As you probably have noticed already, we skip quite big chunks of certain parts of the levels just by doing jumps that are fairly obvious. This game was sort of designed sort of forgetting that you had the ability to do moves, which is good. Okay, so here we're going to do, hopefully... Nope, cool, failed that. It's a good start. We'll try that again. I messed up on the jumping onto the Shy Guys, because you want to jump in between them like that. Try that again. Cool. So, how this game handles collision is that if you are moving in an upwards direction whilst going through things that tend to damage you, they'll just sort of ignore that you're there. So it means that anything like that, we can just jump straight through. You can do it here as well, however, it's incredibly precise to get it so that you don't die on the second one, so for a marathon we'll just skip it. This game has 49 levels, 36 are like this where you have 2 halves, and then there's 8 boss levels and 8 entries into the boss levels. So there's 8 escorting mission things. That's not gonna work. And then there's one big final boss, which has some interesting stuff that happens in it, so it's definitely worth watching. But yeah, this first world doesn't really have anything super crazy going on. We just do lots of jumps to skip ladders and climbing and all that sort of stuff, all the non-fun stuff. So here we introduce the conveyor belts, and they just move, obviously they move you in the direction that they're pointing with the arrows, but we skip most of them. Please grab the key. And then here in this second screen, what you're meant to do is you're meant to walk, go along that bar to get onto the conveyor belt, but we can skip that by chucking this up here. And that just skips having to do some going on conveyor belts. It's a lot quicker. Well, a lot. So a lot of the time saves in this game are 1 or 2 seconds. There's not many time saves which are huge, massive skips in levels. There is also a TAS of this game, which came out several years ago now, which is a 37-minute run. It has a lot of very TAS-only strats. It's a very, very cool run. You should definitely check it out. It's an incredibly, incredibly good-looking run. Nope. Okay, you can just do 3 backflips there, but this game also... The fun thing about speedrunning this game is that it just likes to drop inputs randomly, and there's not really much you can do about it, so you just have to sort of deal with it a lot of the time. Especially on... It seems to be worse on Game Boy Player, on GameCube. Cool, so that's actually fairly precise, getting 2 backflips off that switch. You have to be right on the very edge of the switch. Jeez. These coloured switches, all they do, as you probably noticed throughout the run, is they just change which blocks are currently visible. So the switch you press is the blocks that are currently in the game. So yeah, even though I messed up on that ladder, I only lost a second to an optimal screen there. And that's nice about having a timer in game, that you can sort of tell how much time you're losing. Okay, if you jump off that barrel at sort of the right pixel, you can skip that freeze when you defeat the enemy. For some reason, when you like land with a hammer, it skips any sort of like freezing of the screen. Not really sure why. But yeah, so this is our first escorty thing. I say thing because it's not really an escort. But we have to get these mini Marios to the end of the level. They will follow Mario if he's on the ground. If he's in the air, they'll just keep going in the same direction. So we use a triple jump just to sort of like get to the left quicker, because they'll still keep going to the right while we're triple jumping. And each Mario we save gives us health in the next fight. And hopefully we should only need to have 1 health in every fight, because we have strats to do all the fights. I'm just going to concentrate here because it's actually quite hard. Yeah. So we map this up. So optimally, you'd be able to do all of this without being hit at all and just going straight to each barrel. But we messed it up, so we'll take it casually. No. Cool. So we'd normally get a like a 161 here. So that fight sort of did not go well at all, unfortunately. But we didn't die, which is the important thing, because deaths in this game are annoying. This game does have a game over system, but it's not really something you should see in this run, hopefully, unless I play abysmally. Also, between each world we do a soft reset, because it skips a long sort of like cutscene where it shows Donkey Kong going to the next world. It saves 10 seconds per time, which obviously over the course of a run, if you do it 5 times, there's a lot of time save. So now in World 2, each world has a different theme and introduces sort of different mechanics. So this is a jungle world. We have things like ropes. Here, we're meant to go all the way back down again. You can just jump over this wall and grab the mini Mario straight away. You've probably noticed there are also presents. The presents are for 100%. If you collect all 3, you get a mini game. They're very long mini games, and they're based on sort of the time you finish the level, so we skip them all because they're annoying. Okay, so this is not good. Just wait a bit. If we did that optimally, we wouldn't have to wait at all, but we messed up the jump to the rope the first time. So we're going to have to just sit on that and wait. And on these bars, the number of times you spin determines how high you go. So we obviously have a set number for each one. It's 1 and 2. So 1, 2 and 3 is like not really anywhere at all. 4 and 5 is fairly low. 6 and 7 is sort of higher. And 8 and above is... Oh, no, please don't go to the title screen. That's what I get for just mashing. 8 and higher is really high. So normally, if we can get away with 4, we will go for 4. But there's not too much going on in these worlds because it's the beginning of the game. There's not like tons of stuff to work out and avoid. There's not really super complex puzzles. Here we can just do a triple jump to skip straight there. There's meant to be a bird that comes out of that nest in the top left, but the only thing that appears is its beak, because we don't give it enough time to spawn.
Here we go.
You'll see the bird here though. And what they do is they fire eggs, and if those eggs hit you, it kills you. However, like I said, you can jump upwards through things, so those eggs are something that you can jump upwards through and avoid being damaged, which is very nice. There is a strat here where if you get a frame perfect backflip right at the start, that is not good. Please. If you get a frame perfect backflip on the very first frame of entering the level, you can get to this other platform early. It's ridiculously annoying, and it doesn't even work like that, because you have to like flick very precisely as well from right to left. So it's not something we go for RTA at the moment. Once this game gets more optimized to like where you need every single strat to get a world record, then probably it'll be introduced. Here we go back down, and there's just enough time to grab this key and get back onto this. And that basically skips having to go all the way around and waiting a cycle. There's a cool strat you can do where you can lodge the key into walls, and you can like use it as a platform to climb walls. But that is incredibly precise, so we obviously don't go for it because we'd lose so much time going for it. That is just not worth it. So final normal level of World 2. We're meant to get this monkey down, but with a triple jump we can just skip this gap. And then we can do a key jump. And how key jumps work, it's something that only works in the American version. If you pick up and throw something in this game, the game treats you as if you're on the floor. So if you pick up a key and then throw the key, you can then do another jump, which means that you can basically use the key as a platform to jump across spikes and any other sort of like gap where there's a floor that you normally can't stand on. And that will be much more useful later on. There's some skips that we can do in levels that require doing that. So here we only need one of these. Again. After this level we have possibly the hardest boss in the game coming up. So I'm going to need to concentrate because it's really hard. Oh, I did get it in. Thank you. I didn't realise that was possible. That you can get on that box without closing the lid. Cool, so hardest boss coming up. I lied. It's so if you just do that in the right order, and it's the same every time, they're always in the same place, Donkey Kong always moves to the same places, you basically just kill him without him having any chance of attacking you at all. And also we got the quick ending as well, because he can sometimes, if you're too late on the very last fruit, he can have to like scroll across the entire screen. So we got a quick ending as well, which is nice. So World 3 is based on fire. There's a lot of fire-based mechanics. There's these geysers, however they're pronounced. There'll be some rising fire later on. And then there's a fairly precise strat I'm going to go for here. Hopefully I get it. No, I missed it. So for some reason, sometimes when you do that, you clip through the enemy. Once again, I'm not really sure what causes it. There we go. That's what that looks like. But yeah, that is a second faster than what we used to do in that level. But it is, like I said, fairly precise, so unless you're going for like a top time, it's probably not worth going for. Here, we can get over here with just enough time to get onto this block, and we can just jump straight up. If you miss that, it loses about 4 seconds. It's not too bad. And then there's you can get across this just about. Go for a triple jump here. Oh, that failed. If you land on the very edge of that block, you can get a backflip in straight away, but I failed it, so we missed it. Okay.
I love how much gymnastics this is.
He just triple jumps all over the place. Mario is very athletic for someone who is like fairly round and also a plumber.
Hey, that is hard work. He might have just gotten into that shape through simple diligence and also always running around saving princesses.
Oh, fun. So there's a fairly precise strat we have to go for here. There we go. Lovely, perfect. That is the quickest we can get that.
Got me a second to shill something?
Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. We got Ape Escape 2 coming up next, and we have an incentive where the dancing minigame will be played. We're just $10 away from meeting that. Ape Escape 2, the category will be all monkeys, so it is going to be fun. You know it. It's going to be crazy as monkeys. And back to you.
Cool.
Just
yeah, no, it's fine. Ape Escape 2 is a really cool run. Definitely donate for anything for that. I mucked that up. So there's a cool thing we can do here. Hopefully. Might have to wait a bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a bit here to muck it up. Cool. So, by standing on that moving block, there's actually like a 6 pixel window where we can use the block as a platform to open the door. If you fail that, you get squashed. Oh. Cool. That's death 3, 4, I think. Like I said, this game's very easy to just mess up a bit of movement and die. So as long as I get like under 10 deaths. I'm also very rusty at this game because the last time I ran this game was actually in 2018. So I did a lot of de-rusting for this marathon. So hopefully the run goes okay. In terms of the timeline, who knows? Is there a Mario timeline? Like, doesn't it all just happen at the same time? I thought it was just like Zelda timeline.
It might even belong in the Zelda timeline, I don't know. It's Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's fun for the whole family. Except if you fall into the lava or get squashed by stuff.
Cool, so for this next one I need to use some audio cues. I'm going to be quiet for a sec. Cool. So you can do a really precise triple jump there, where you triple jump off the falling block as it's falling down, and you can land on the next block and it skips having to wait for that block to go up and down again. And it saves like, I think it's 5 or 6 seconds, so it's definitely a decent time save. And now we have a really fun sort of semi-auto scroller, because you have to wait for this lava to go up and down. So we will just wait here, grab this extra life that's over to the side. This is the only time in the game where you have to wait for the lava to go. However, we will jump down as it's falling down, just barely skipping it. And then we can just jump all the way back up, and it's very quick to get back up. Yeah, this game has... what was I going to say? No clue. This game, basically, every level past World 1, they literally just sort of forgot that you have the ability to do things like triple jumps. So a lot of the challenges can just be skipped very easily with a triple jump or a well-placed backflip. So now we have our third escort mission. There is actually there's a new strat for this level which involves getting a couple of Marios up there and then doing some stuff to skip moving some of them, but I haven't had a chance to learn it yet. It's very new. It looks very hard. So I'm gonna just go with the old strat, which is taking one Mario up. And we only need one, because this third boss, hopefully I shouldn't die to it. There's nothing super scary in this third boss. Unfortunately, we don't get any stars in any percent because they require you to get the presents and they're slow. So here we're going to wait a bit for him to throw that rock, because that means that the next thing he throws will be the barrel. This rock he throws straight away, so we can just throw it straight away. And then we're going to go for a fairly precise strat here, where we grab this barrel and throw it before he hits a rock, which means that he'll just throw a barrel straight away as the next thing. Cool. And that is that boss done. A lot of these early bosses are fairly easy. Some of the later ones get a bit more complex. There's one in World 5, which is my least favourite boss in the entire game. Please soft reset. Also now we're into World 4, which is based upon ghosts and sort of like haunted houses. So we're introduced to like thwomps. And what we want to do here is we want it so that these thwomps are in this position, because then they're not in our way. You can't jump through those. If they hit you at all, you die. So we're not going to be able to jump upwards through them. And we're going to go for a very, very precise strat here, which hopefully we get first try. You can just get under that as it's going. It requires jumping incredibly early on the spikes. If we don't do that, we have to wait for it to go back the other way, and it loses like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So it's definitely a nice time save, but very, very precise. And also, you can't jump through those thwomps as well. I think they're called thwimps, actually, the small ones. So you can't jump through those either, so if you fail that, you die, basically. They are meant to use the buttons to put the key through and then jump over using the ropes, but we skip that by just doing a backflip up to the top. And then how these enemies work is that when they detect you on the same level as them, they will run... Oh, no. Oh, dear. Mario just died again. When they detect that you're on the same sort of level as them, they will charge at you. If they push you into a wall, you die. I'll take it safe. Yeah. So like these gaps, for example, if I wasn't crouching, I'd be pushed into the wall, and I would die straight away. That hammer, you can skip that hammer by just letting go of it straight away, but it's safer to do it that way, especially if you don't do the jump off the top of the ladder. You can jump off the top of ladders, but the timing's fairly precise. And then we go for a strat here, where we do a triple jump off this moving platform, grab the key and jump straight back onto here, and that skips like back and forthing across the level to get the yellow blocks and then to get the key and to get the blue blocks. That saves a ton of time. And it's something that new players struggle with a lot. Because the positioning you have to get is fairly precise and you have to jump off the bottom one. And then... Oh, that was not good. Hopefully... Cool. Still almost... Oh, no, okay. Have to wait for these ghosts to get position. Cool. So, sometimes this game lags. Those spikes are one example of where it lags. It lags in other places as well. There's one level where it will lag massively, and I'll be able to point it out when we get to it in World 5. It's ridiculous. Basically, the more moving sprites on the screen, the harder the game struggles to not lag. And there's a level later on with tons. Here we can get quick enough that we grab this key and just hit that cycle. If you miss that cycle, you have to wait 8 seconds for the next cycle. So it's definitely something you want to get. And then here we're going to scroll the camera slightly, because that manipulates... Oh, okay, we missed the cycle. Can I get on that? No. What we meant to do is we're meant to manipulate that heaving thing there, so that it's further to the left, but we missed the cycle, so we won't be getting that. So I think next is 4-6, isn't it? No, 4-5. Cool. 4-6 is possibly one of the hardest levels in the game, so hopefully we'll be able to show off the strat there and not die too many times.
Here we go.
Here, if you triple jump underneath a thwomp, when you land from a triple jump, you get given a little boost of speed, and that is just enough to get under that thwomp without it killing you. You can also backflip over the thwomp. However, the backflip is like a couple of pixels precise. So, no thank you. Here, we use these blocks to just skip a lot of this challenge. If you have a rope and you jump between the rope and the wall, it's the fastest way of climbing a rope, because you just jump and re-grab. You can do that without a wall with just one rope, but it's a lot more precise. And it's not something that I'm particularly great at. So here we go, 4-6. So, what we want to try and do is hit that yellow switch. And normally you're meant to go around the level like 3 or 4 times. But what you can do is you can hit that block from underneath, which causes it to fall down. And then you can just get into that room with a triple jump. And that is one of the most precise tricks in the game. One of the hardest tricks to get. If you mistime the triple jump, you can't get up there. If you mistime the backflip, you can't get up there. Please stand up, Mario. But that saves like 15-20 seconds. And getting that first try is very nice, because I did not get that first try at all in practice. So that's actually the first time I got that first try in a very long time. And here we can skip these red ghosts by just backflipping through this gap. For some reason they put that gap there, I'm not really sure why, but it just lets you skip a ton of that. And now we have our 4th little escort mission. And you'll see here that for 100% we have to get all 6 of them through. For any percent we don't care. So unfortunately the mini-Marios will start dying now. We only need 1 of them. Preferably I prefer to have 2 in a marathon, but only 1 came up, so I have to make do. But yeah, when the mini-Marios take damage, what they do is they start doing like a sad dance. And it means that when they are following you, they won't turn around, so you just have to wait for it to finish flashing. Oh, okay. So I missed that jump. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the switches to change which ghosts I see through ourselves. Just speeds up the fight a bit. That's not going to work. Yeah. Cool. Okay, we'll take this very slow then. Sure. That was a very slow fight, but we didn't die the second time, so that's important. I put the estimate quite high as well because, like I said, it's very easy to die in this game. Another soft reset to skip the intermission cutscenes.
Here we go.
And then what you're meant to do here is you're meant to use this conveyor switching button on the side to get the key down. We can just follow the key. And I haven't actually mentioned it yet. You'll see me when I go underneath low ceilings on conveyor belts. I duck up and down. What that does is when you're underneath a ceiling like that, if you duck up and down, you move forward an extra pixel for each time you do it. And in certain areas it's required for certain things. But for conveyor belts like that, we just do it to speed up slightly. Just makes it slightly quicker. So coming up, we have another hard skip. This one has a semi-setup, so we're going to go for the setup. But first, we get rid of these hammers because they cause lag. And we do not want lag. Lag is not fun. And then on this second screen, we're going to do a very precise jump off a certain pixel to skip the entire challenge. Oh, missed the jump. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to grab that rope, but it's very precise. You have to jump off a very certain pixel. There we go, like that. And that just skips, like having to bring down a monkey from like 2 separate areas and going all the way around the level. It's a nice thing to be able to do. Second try isn't too bad. I got 4-6 first try, so I'm fine with that second try.
Here we go.
And then once again here, we can skip all of this challenge by chucking the key up onto that conveyor belt and then landing on top of the switch to turn the direction. You can theoretically use a key jump there to jump straight up to the conveyor belt, but it's very, 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 very precise, so no. And then this level is basically just waiting for a ton of bombs, so this is going to take a while. But how bombs work is once you get close enough to them, they start flashing and then they have a set timer before they go off. And then what we're going to do here is by falling off this ledge, we can get the bomb lodged on like a mini ledge there. And it means that we can... Oh, okay.
Mamma mia.
Cool. This level's the worst one to die on because it's really long. So let's try that again. Yeah, but you can get the bomb stuck like inside the blocks there. And it just saves a bit of time later on. There is a harder strat you can do where you don't blow those up at all. But it requires doing like a very precise triple jump backflip thing whilst also lodging one of these bombs into the wall. And these bombs do not like to lodge into the walls, so it's unlikely that will happen RTA for a very long time. I'll wait a lot longer. We can wait here for it to blow up. Okay, I'm going to wait for this bomb to go back to the right. Because if we pick it up like that, for God's sake. If we pick it up on top of the red switch, we'll hit the red switch, which loses time. We'll use this bomb instead. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. Cool. So that we lost a lot of time there, but it's fine, we got through. So now we're back to a lot of rope climbing.
Here we go.
We have to go all the way around the level. There's a lot of levels later on like this where you basically like wrap around the level. We'll wait a bit there for that platform to reappear. If you go too fast here, you can actually get there before that platform spawns. And it's annoying because it means that you take damage. Not damage, you fall and you get stunned for a bit, so it's slower. You can theoretically take the key round the other way, but it requires doing a ton of wall clips, which are very hard. And then here we'll wait for this. Yeah, like there, you saw I jumped up that rope. You can do that with some very precise inputs. You have to like jump, and then after you've jumped, a bit after you press the direction you're not in, and it will allow you to re-grab the rope as you climb up. You can theoretically do that to skip the first cannonball, but only the world record holder goes for that. This game's had a huge influx of interest recently, actually. Like, there's been a lot of new PDs happening in the last, like, 6 months. And we've had a lot of new people come into the community, which is really nice. It's a really fun game. Definitely something I recommend if you're looking for, like, a shortish, quite precise platformer to learn. It's a really fun game, and we allow emulators as well and stuff. So this screen is the laggy screen that I mentioned earlier. Once we get up to the top section, you'll see. Oh. Okay, the game didn't lag at all, so I lie apparently. That was really weird. Normally the game lags a ton there. Oh, okay. This screen is not hard. So I don't know why I'm dying. Yeah, it's the rule of speedrunning. If you get the hard stuff first try, you have to die on the easy stuff. There we go. You saw there it actually did lag ever so slightly. Normally it lags a ton, but for some reason today it's not. I'm not really sure what causes that to not happen. So here we're meant to go like all the way around the level, but we can just use backflips to skip going all the way around. And that saves a ton of time because this level is very long and based on just waiting for conveyor belts to go. And then here, I'm just going to climb all the way to the top, hit a blue switch and jump all the way back down. We can theoretically get down this ladder before that cannonball, but it's very precise. And I don't like going for it RTA because it is just annoying to get. Cool. You can blow those up without the blue platform there. You can lodge the bomb into those blocks and blow them up, but there's no way of grabbing the Mini Mario if you do it that way. So we need the blue platform.
Let's go, little guy.
So here, once again, we're going to kill some of the Mini Marios. Because we only need one, preferably two. Cool, lovely, cool. So we should have two going into this fight. We're going to leave those there because we don't need them. And then let these two come up. Having two in this fight is a lot better because this fight is very hard. Very annoying. This fight is based on conveyor belts and bombs. And Mario's momentum when he's on a conveyor belt basically gets killed a lot of the time, so we can just die randomly for no reason. So here what we want to do is get hit by that because it throws the bomb straight away. There we go. So we took damage, but we killed Donkey Kong as well, so having that extra bomb definitely saves us there. But that's a nice first try of that boss. That boss is a lot harder than it looks. So another soft reset, and we're into the final world, which is based on like futuristic lasers,
Here we go.
like construction sites. These lasers are always on the same cycles, so they always go red, blue, yellow in every single level. So we can always predict what we're going to do. We can theoretically get back across this conveyor belt without turning it around. Oh,
Mamma mia.
I went too early. It's completely my fault.
Here
Let's
we
try that
go.
again. Like I said, I'm very rusty at this game. So I'll wait a bit longer before we go down. Cool, and then here, if we're quick enough, we can get through both of these lasers without having to wait for the red one to come up and go again. And that just saves a bit of time. And then here we can do a very precise set of movements. Please turn around. So we can use this as like a platform. Oh, or not, we can just die. Try that again. There we go. Oh. So we can use this as a platform. And then we can just jump through this gap here. And that skips going all the way around the level. Because you're meant to go like all the way to the right, then back up and then to the left. But there's just a small gap there that we can get through. And there's a lot of those in this game. Then here, what we're meant to do is we're meant to use conveyor belts to go all the way around the level. But we can skip all of that with a couple of triple jumps. Yeah, we can just skip straight to this bit. And then throw the key up there. Good, and then the second half of this level... Oh, something I haven't explained actually, which I probably should have explained earlier on. What you'll often see me doing before I do a backflip in an opposite direction is I will do a crouch. And in this game, when you're crouching and turning, the game actually turns quicker. So whenever you're doing a turn, you want to be crouching when you're turning. Because it speeds it up a lot. And it makes some strats possible. Like there's some strats that are only possible because of that. Like the strat you saw in the last level of World 4. Here we go for a triple jump, just skip straight to the key.
Here we go.
And this is one of the things I'm... Oh, that's not right. If we just turn around like that, we can advance a pixel at a time. Oh, please. And sometimes, for some reason, Mario just goes running off into a distance. Please, Mario. No. There we go. That is not possible in the PAL version of the game because they added an extra block to that spike block on the left, so you can't actually get that triple jump because there's just not enough space. Playing this game on GameCube using an analog stick means that sometimes strats like that just don't happen. Here we're going to use 8. And then we have to wait for this cycle so we can just sort of do whatever. Lovely. Yeah, so that was 6-2, 6-3, 6-3. So there's only 3 normal levels left. And this one's fairly straightforward. The last 2 are some of the hardest levels to do in the run. So this, we skip most of the level again. Because these things that are blocking the lasers from working, you can actually just stand on them. And the lasers, even though they are active there, they don't hit you. That was not good. And then here we can just do a key jump. Preferably we'd only do 1 key jump there, but I haven't been having very good luck this run with jumping on spikes and stuff, so I'll take it safe. And then here what you're meant to do is you're meant to hit that blue switch and let these sort of run around a bit. But because of the crouching technique, you can get through that gap. And you can skip doing that. And then we just have to wait for this guy to turn around. And like I said, they're called key jumps. But you can actually do them with anything that you can pick up. So we do them with this just to speed it up. And we crouch for a lot longer because even though those small spikes on the ceiling look like they end on the right there, their hitbox extends very far for some reason. So here we're going to go for a very precise strat. That is annoying. So we can triple jump over this wall, grab this key, get it lodged on the wall, throw the key over. Nope. So sometimes the key gets stuck. Oh, please. Sometimes the key gets stuck back on the spikes. Try that again.
Here we go.
So the key stuck on the wall. Backflip on top of it. There we go. Wait for this to come back. Cool. So that skips basically having to do like going all the way around to get the conveyor belts in the right direction and all that sort of stuff. And normally you grab the key and then on the conveyor belt, but because I ducked in the wrong direction, I missed the key, so I had to wait for it to fall onto the spikes. And then here we have more pushy guys. We can hit this switch as we go through and keep getting pushed. Unfortunately, these guys are too short to be able to do a triple jump straight up to here. We have to go around a lot. And then here, if we're not holding up when we fall off that ledge, we will just get hit by the spikes. Here, there is just enough time to get past that spot. If you press B when you're on those edges, you can fall diagonally. Whereas if you're just normally on them, you can't fall diagonally. So we need to be on the very edge before we do that. Cool, and this level possibly has one of the hardest tricks. And this trick is really weird. It's not even in the TAS of the game. It's one of the only tricks that is not in the TAS. It was found by high score players like in 2005, 2006. And then one of them joined the speedrunning community a couple of years ago and was like, oh yeah, there's this trick we can use. And we're like, oh cool. But it can be fairly annoying. So we'll see if we get it first try. And it's one of those using the ducking technique. It'll be a bit annoying. So we're going to wait for this to come back to the right. I'm going to use it to get lodged in this wall. Cool, first try. So that works for some reason. And it's really weird. But by using the Shy Guy as a platform, we can just skip all of that level. Then here, we're going to use this mini Mario to grab a letter off screen. So it grabs that O off screen because it gets hit by some lasers. And because it gets hit by the lasers, it then falls down into the letter off screen. Cool, and then we have to hit that button, otherwise these mini Marios get damaged. And we are going to take all of them because we do some damage strats in this fight that save time, so we definitely want all of them to come with us. And we're coming up to nearly the end of the run. We've only got the boss and then the final boss going. So how this works is we try to get that bomb to hit Donkey Kong, and he will try and push the conveyor belts in the opposite direction. But yeah, we just have to do this 4 times. And then we can take damage here. And while we're taking damage, Donkey Kong celebrates, so it means that we can have the bob keep going in the same direction without him swapping it out. Cool, so now we're heading into the final boss of the run. And we're going to do one final soft reset here. And this time we have to actually go to the boss because it just loads us into World 6. And we're going to go for a bit of RNG manipulation here. Hopefully we get it. It's fairly precise. So we need to unlock these 3 toads. The keys are always in the same order. So we're going to get this blue key up. Okay, I think we missed it. We can try and go for it anyway. Yeah, I think we missed it. Cool. And I missed that toe as well. Come back, red key. So if we do it right, we can get another big barrel to spawn basically straight away. There's a big barrel though. So because we missed the key anyway, it didn't matter too much. And we're going to finish off the run with a very cool trick that we can do. So normally we'd have to use 3 of these big barrels, and each time we hit Donkey Kong with the barrel would disappear. Then Donkey Kong would fall down, he'd spawn another barrel, we'd have to wait for that barrel to fall down, we'd have to grab that barrel. Just wait for him to throw the barrel. What we can do is if we get into a very precise position, we can keep using the barrel again and again. Time's coming up in... Oh, or not. Okay, wait. Time. That was a mess at the end. But yeah, we can reuse the same barrel 3 times to hit Donkey Kong each time by being in a very precise position away from him. And we hit him on the very first frame we let go of the barrel, so it stays on the screen for some reason. But that
Very environmentally friendly.
Yeah, we don't... saving the barrels.
Saving the barrels, saving the frames, saving the children. Thank you, StarrlightSims, for this wonderful run.
That's okay, it went better than I thought it would go.
You clocked in at 50 minutes and 42 seconds.
Nice.
And
yeah.
State underestimate, which we always love to see. No, but this is not what this is about. So you proved to us that vertical platforming is a thing in Mario, that he is a liquid squeezing through everything and everywhere, and that he's still as much fun as back in all our childhoods.
Yeah.
So thank you. Are we going to see more of you, or will we have the pleasure
this is my last run, unfortunately.
Oh, you've given us plenty of entertainment, but look, follow the runner. Exactly. The marathon bots are spamming it with excitement or whatever. Still too early for words. Yeah. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Everybody watches just as well. And then we'll head over to intermission, and we have Ape Escape 2 next. Thank you again, Starlight.
Thank you for having me.
See you around. Yeah, it was a pleasure.